Right, let's get straight into it. In this video, I'm going to show you how I send 15,000 DMs for my agency, for my SMA every single month. And I've actually no idea why this isn't talked about more and why this isn't tapped into more. But the platform we're going to be using is Twitter, or X as it's now called. And the reason why we're going to use Twitter, the reason why we're going to use X is because it has no DM limit. Like, I've spent years DMing people on Facebook, DMing people on Instagram, and the limits are just an absolute nightmare. So with the no limits on X on Twitter, it just gives you so much scope. It gives you so much opportunity to go out there and land clients. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So here's the SOPs. What we need is a Twitter account. We're going to need to post some content on that Twitter account. Then I recommend pinning some long form content because this is going to be great for nurturing your audience. And then we are going to get our account verified. This isn't compulsory, but it's going to massively improve results because obviously have a verification tick on your account makes it look really, really good. The software we're going to be using to automate absolutely all of this is Drippy.ai. I'm going to do a full walkthrough of how to use that soon. And in your bio, you need to have who you help and how you help them. Then we want to have a solid profile picture. Again, we can use AI for this. We can use Aragon AI to get a really, really good profile pic. Have a solid cover photo. And then we're going to buy some followers on likemania.com because we need some followers for social proof. We need some followers for people to take us seriously. But on Twitter, we can just buy them. It's no problem. So I'm also going to give you scripts down below. I'm going to give you a hard sell opening line. I'm going to give you a lead magnet opening line. And then I'm going to give you a case study opening line. And what's really, really important is if you don't have a killer offer and know your niche inside out, you're going to struggle pretty much from the outset with this. And that goes for pretty much any outreach method. If you don't have a killer offer, if you're not selling people something they want, and this goes back to niche research, go and look at my channel at some of the niche videos. If you need to really, really dive into your niche, you should know your niche inside out, and you should know exactly what business owners in your niche want. And if you're not selling them what they want, if you don't have a killer offer, you will struggle not only with this outreach method, but you'll pretty much struggle with outreach in general, and you probably are struggling to land clients. That's why, fortunately, I have a free community down below. So if you need sharpening your niche, if you need sharpening your offer, your messaging, your pricing, all that good stuff, I have a completely free community down below with over 200 lessons, free course, everything in there to sharpen that up. But anyway, that is a conversation for another day. Let's get back to Twitter. So I'm going to show you an example profile. There's an example profile that I have. You can see here there's a good profile photo. You can see here I have a good cover photo. I have who I help and what I do in my bio. You can see here I have a link to my YouTube channel. You can see here I have a pinned post, and you can see I have content. So it shouldn't take you long to do this. You can do this pretty much in a day. Use Aragon.ai for your profile picture. Basically how that works is you upload a load of photos, actual photos of you, and it shoots you out a load of professional photos. Like you can see here, this is a really, really good AI photo. Like some people wouldn't even realize this is AI. And then the cover photo, again, just have it looking clean, have it looking good, and everything just needs to be dialed in. So that is the profile. It really doesn't take that long to get the profile up and going. Like for your content, you can just use ChatGPT. Like there's so much AI and so many softwares out there now that can create content for you. Super, super simple. Have your content created, put up, I would say, 20 to 30 tweets. Really doesn't take that long, and have your profile looking somewhat like this. And it's really, really important your profile looks good because your profile is almost like your landing page. Your profile is almost like your VSL. When you're going to DM people, they're going to click on your profile and they're automatically going to judge you. So the next thing is likes, and I want you to use likemania.com. Really, really easy to use, really, really cheap. Go down to Twitter, go to followers. Let's see how much it costs for 1,000 followers. $40. You don't need 1,000 followers. Let's say, if you want to go 500, $20, like you need followers. That's really, really important. The more followers you have, the more social proof, the more credibility you're going to have. But you can see here, like this is super, super cheap. I would buy 1,000 followers if you can afford it. If you can't, go 500 followers. If you can't, go down to 200-300 followers. Just do whatever you can do, but bear in mind, the more followers you have, the better results you're going to get. So use Likemania for that. And then buy your followers. And that's pretty much your profile setup. Put a link. If you're not creating YouTube content, if you're not creating long form content, I'd highly recommend you do that because it's going to nurture your audience so much better. You can make content just like this, just screen shares like this. If you're in the roofing niche, if you're in the dentist niche, if you're in the contractor niche, whatever niche you're in, make a screen share like this. Like this is very, very low effort, low input, but it's going to nurture your audience really, really well. It's going to nurture your audience really, really well rather. So create a video on teaching contractors how to run Facebook ads, or teaching contractors how to create content, or whatever your niche is. Create some content on that. It's going to be very, very beneficial for you. However, back to our video. So we've talked about how Twitter has no limit. We've talked about the Twitter account. We've talked about posting content, pinning video content. We've talked about verification. Actually, we haven't talked about verification. Let's go back to that. So to verify your account, my account's obviously already verified, but to verify your account, you just click on premium on X, and it's like $8 per month or something like that. Again, yes, there's going to be an expenditure, but it's an investment. It's an investment in you, your business, and this outreach method. And verification is massively going to affect conversions on this, because if you're verified, it gives you instant credibility, it gives you instant social proof, and proves you're a real person. So I'd highly recommend getting verification. We're going to get into Drippy now, but again, have who you help and how you help them in your bio. We've talked about our profile pic, we've talked about our cover photo, and we've talked about our followers. So now we're going to get into the software. So the software we're going to be using is Drippy.ai, and this is essentially just a complete DM automation software for Twitter. And how this works is, you can see here up on the top, so this is like a roadmap, this is kind of like a general dashboard. Then we have learn section where they actually teach you how to use the software in more detail, but really it's not that difficult to use. For finding leads, this I'm going to show you now, this is where you put in an account on Twitter, and then you put in keywords and it's going to scrape their followers. I'm going to show you that now in a second. Here's your messages, this is the messaging section. You can see, look at all these leads responding to my message here. You can see dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of leads, and you can see at the top, look, I'm interested, hey man, like there's loads of people, like there's just such a good opportunity on X, on Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Feels kind of weird calling it X still, but there's just a massive opportunity, just purely down to the fact there's no limitations. We can thank Elon for that one. There are no limitations on X, so it just means there's so much opportunity on it to get leads, and we can just pump volume. And if we go back to this, you're probably thinking, when I first showed you the messages, like these aren't great. You're probably thinking, I've been doing outreach, I know outreach, these aren't great outreach messages. But the point is, if you know your niche inside out and you have an offer that people want, we don't need the best outreach methods, because we are going to pump thousands and thousands and thousands of DMs, and we're going to get our face in front of as many people as possible. So we don't need the best opening message. We don't need the most customized opening message in the world. We just need an offer that people want. And if we get that offer in front of enough people, we're going to book meetings and we're going to get clients. So that's the important thing. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to run through how we're going to set up a campaign. So to set up a campaign, the first thing we need to do is create a lead source. So when you click on create lead source, you have this. So lookalike leads, find leads similar to your existing customers, lead scraper, scrape leads from a tweet or Twitter profile, CSV import, or database search. So what we're worried about is the lead scraper. Lookalike leads is obviously great if you have a big lead list or you have existing customers. If you've also a big email list or something like that, which I'm assuming a lot of you aren't going to have because you're beginners, these aren't really relevant. We're going to click on lead scraper. And then it asks you, do you want to do a tweet or do you want to do an account? I'm a big fan of an account. Tweet, maybe if you find a really good tweet with tons of engagement, that could work. I'm going to do account for now to keep it simple. For this example, I'm going to use gyms. So what would we do in this scenario? If you own a gym agency, what would we do now? We want to find a Twitter account where there's going to be tons of gym owners following that account. And I think it's a pretty safe bet there's going to be a ton of gym owners following Gymshark. Now, this is just an example. You can go and do a ton of research and find better accounts, better Twitter accounts. There might be like gym business owner memes or gym business owner info, or you might find a better account where it's like very, very super specific to gym owners. But I think Gymshark is a pretty good bet for gym owners to be following. Okay, here we go. We've just added the link to Gymshark, and we can see here they've got 372k followers, and they're following about 500 people. 372k is quite a large lead list. Generally, I would aim for around 100k, because when you upload this, unless you have unbelievably fast internet, it's going to take obviously quite a while to scrape through 370,000 leads. So usually like 50k to 100k is the sweet spot. But just for this example, because it's an easy one, if you're in gyms, it's fairly obvious there's going to be a ton of gym owners following Gymshark. Let's use that as an example. So we're going to add that source. So to add this, you just click on followers and then you click add source. And it is starting to import all of the followers. And obviously it's going to take a while to import 372,000 leads. But that is what you're going to do now. So after you've selected import, what we're going to do now is we are going to filter the followers. So obviously when we import the Gymshark lead list, not every single person on there is going to be a gym owner. So what we're going to do now is we are going to filter it. So you can filter by number of followers, you can filter by number of following, you can filter by number of tweets, bio contents, exclude bio contents, and then if you have any saved filters, you can do that. Now for this, what we're going to do is we are going to add words that are going to be in the bio. So we can add something like a phrase. So we can add a phrase like a gym owner. We can also add personal trainer if you're targeting them with your agency. We can add another. So let's add another word. Let's add the word owner. Let's add the word PT. Let's add the word director. And you can go through this and keep going through it and keep going through it and keep going through it and add all of these words, even use ChatGPT to help you find some words. And then you're going to add filter. And that's going to add all of them to the scrape. So now when Drippy scrapes through the list, it is going to only scrape people who have these in their bio. So you can see how powerful this is. Then you're going to have a really, really good list. Let's say it scrapes 370,000 leads, and then you put in these filters, and now it's only going to be 10,000 because it's filtered out everyone who doesn't have these keywords in their bio. So then you have 10,000. You have a really, really powerful, you have a really, really effective and really, really hyper targeted list of gym owners. And that's what we're trying to do here. That's how powerful Twitter is. And then all you do is select next after you've done that. I'm not going to do it because this is just an example, but you select next and then the list will scrape to your account. So after we've scraped the list and we've filtered out keywords and we have our lead list, the next thing you want to do is go over to automation. And this is where we are going to set up the account. This is where we're going to set up the automation. And you can see here the power you have. Like we can see the engagement, we can see the reply rate 7.1%, we can see messages sent. This is just on a dummy account. This is on an example campaign we were running. But what you're going to do now is you're going to select new automation. And you have a few options here. You have cold DM 2.0. So send outreach message to users you imported to a lead source, only sends messages to users you have not met messaged. Then you have auto DM tweet interactions, automatically send message to users who interact with one of your tweets. You can set up multiple auto DMs for different tweets. And then you have auto DM for new follower. We are worried about cold DM 2.0. And it's going to ask us to select a lead source here. Now, if this is you, and this is we were using the gym example, we would have the gym lead source here. This is an example I uploaded recently so I can show you how to set up the campaigns. But let's say we were using the gym import as an example and we scraped 372k leads from Gymshark, and then we obviously filtered them by the keywords gym owner, director, PT, whatever it may be, and then that would say now we would have that gym list here. Let's say it's 10, 15k leads, we would just select that. But for this example, we are going to use the lead source that I've already have here, and it is 9.9k leads. So we're going to use this lead source I already have, and then we're going to go to select generator type. And this is where Drippy can use its own AI to personalize your messages. Now, in my experience, it is a bit hit or miss, which is like why I like to just use my own script and just go straight in with either hard sell, case study, or kind of a soft sell. So we can play around with this, but in my experience, the AI, they're still kind of building this out, but we're going to leave that there for the time being. And then this is where we are going to configure our message. And you can see here, if we go back to our SOP doc, all of this can be found in my free community if you want to go over there and check that out down below. This entire free SOP doc is there completely for free. But let's say we had a hard sell and we're going to use this. We're going to go back to Drippy, and over here is where we input our message. So up here on the script personalizer, we can give Drippy some context. You know, here's an example. My name's Ken. I'm a sales leader that increases my client's sales, blah, blah, blah. We could input here, my name's Dylan. I run a marketing agency that helps gyms with X, Y, and Z, and give it some context. But we're not going to worry about that for now. We are going to go down to script, and we are going to input our script. And obviously, you know, you need to change up these things like the first name, and put in, you know, your offer and your niche and your ideal outcome and things like that. But you can see here it gives you a lot of different options here for customization, and that is simply it. Like it's very, very easy to use. You know, you can test your message we want to generate here. Obviously you need to insert your offer, your niche and all that good stuff, but it will give you the option to generate the message here and see what it looks like for the example leads that you've imported. And you can see here, yo, Azia, I got marketing solutions for Lady Boss. I love to partner up. Obviously, this is just using like kind of random copy because I haven't put in the correct stuff here. But it's really, really simple to use. You can see here, this is a very, very simple and powerful software. And then all you do then is hit next. This section for variants, we don't need to worry about. We're going to skip that for now. And then we are going to go to the follow-up section, and here you can add a very, very simple follow-up list. You know, you can do 24 hours later, you could say something like, are you there? 24 hours after that, you could say another message like, hey Niam, I know you're super busy on your end, did you get a chance to see my message? And just add 3 or 4 follow-ups. The beauty of X and Twitter having no DM limits mean you can just absolutely nuke this. You can go to town, and as I showed you before, I'm going to show you now the messages over in the message section. you can literally send thousands upon thousands upon thousands of DMs every single day. This is incredibly powerful, but we're going to skip this. And then we go to the start automation. So you just give your automation name, you click on the account that you want to send it from, and then I would recommend probably starting off on 5 messages per hour and then building this up over time. But the beauty of this is you can set up like 5 to 10 Twitter accounts. You can set them up all identically. You can buy followers for them all, and you can verify them all. You can add them all to Drippy. And you can literally send 10, 20, 30, 40, 50k DMs per month on Drippy. Obviously, there's going to be a cost associated with that because the more accounts you add, the more it's going to cost. But this is insanely powerful. Like, there are no DM limits. I know I sound like a broken record, but the fact there are no DM limits on this just blows every other outreach method out of the water, in my opinion. If you have a verified offer, if you have a validated offer, if you have an offer in your niche that you know sells, you are going to do unbelievably well with this outreach. And then you simply just hit start automation. You just hit start automation, and then you go over here to messages, and you can see the conversations coming in. And you can actually have the conversations from here because your Twitter account is connected to Drippy. You can have the conversations here. You can literally just have the conversations here, and you can have a setter in here. You can do this yourself, and you can book calls. It's so incredibly powerful. So that's why I love this outreach method. Yes, there's a little bit of a cost associated. I think Drippy's around $70 a month. The likes and things like that, you know, you're probably talking about $100 setup fee. But if you're taking your agency serious, if you're taking the agency game serious and you want to scale your agency, this could be an incredible option for you to go out there and start landing clients. There's such a high ceiling with this because there's no limitations, and that's why it's so exciting. So hopefully you found this video useful. I'm really excited about this, and I don't know why there's not more people talking about it. If you want more information on this, go down to my free community below, and I talk about this in more depth, and you can get some one-on-one support there. But this is an incredible outreach method, and if you're struggling to land clients, if you're struggling to land your first 3, 4, 5 clients, use this. Literally execute what I taught you here, execute what this is, go in and start really learning it. You know, there's some options here on Drippy to actually learn it in more detail. They have a full course on how to use the software. But this is really exciting. So I hope you found this video valuable. I hope you got something out of it. If you need some more information on how to get your clients, your first 5 to 10 clients in the next 90 days, again, join my free community below. But I'm going to leave this video there because I don't want it to go on too long. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.